post Rota Runic Whitewoods list with some Azamina spice in it, because of course the Azaminas will be in there. Molcharmi Furos in the side deck, of course. Molcharmi Furos is about to be like the staple of the format, so between the extra side, or sorry, between the main deck or the side deck, I think Molcharmi should probably be in, you know, one of your decks. Runic Whitewoods is looking to do pretty good. I mean, this is a standard Runic Whitewoods list, except he is running, of course, Board Breakers, which is spicy on the evenly match. I think Board Breakers are better with Whitewoods anyways. And then, of course, the Wanted Seeker of Sinful Spoils with 1 Black Witch, 1 of the Continuous, and 1 Sacred Azamina with 1 of the Fiend of the Whitewoods, which is the new quick play. I forgot what this one does. I think it basically, like, tags out. Or I think it negates a face-up card. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it negates a face-up card. And I kind of like this engine where you're doing it really light. Like, only 3 Wanted, 1 Black Witch, 1 Sinful, and 1 Sacred Azamine. Because Wanted Seeker, or the Wanted poster, is obviously the best one. That card's also just like a +1. Like this main deck, I would just have to worry about you only having 1 Black Witch and like 1 Deception. Or have you found it to be like that? Those are like the best like ratios, Long John. It all recycles. So like with Branded, I was like running a fatter engine, but I wanted to like theorize like a thinner engine. Like you do have the 1 of Skill Drain. No, a Stellar still. I don't think you need a Stellar with the 2 Rusia. Keeping it consistent with the 41 cards. How do you like the new quick play? Because obviously these Azamina cards, they help you get into an Omni Negate, which helps you play through Ash or just other interruptions. Nibiru, which could definitely hurt the stack, and then he does have the Rusalago to extend into the Azamine package. So yeah, no, I like this list. I'm not too sure what I would change personally. Because you do have the Chaos Angels, SP Little Knight, maybe Typhon possibly, and you do have the Time card, I believe, in the side, plus the Spooky Dogwood. Gotta do what you gotta do. Alright, so here is GZ1K's. She be lovely on my Labyrinth until I big welcome her deck list. Oh boy. It is with Runic cards as well. That's crazy. You're siding into Runic cards. I'm going to have to ask you about that one. It makes sense to me because if you chain Hugin when they go Lightning Storm, Hugin can protect, right? It's the same logic that I saw the Rizals and the OCG siding some Runic cards. Like I saw 1 or 2 lists. Hard to Demise. This is a 38 trap card deck. You don't see that every day. He is running the linear equation cannons with the Solemn Strikes and the 3 Daruma, the 3 Torrential, 3 Terrors of the Overrope, and then 3 Power Sink Stone with the Gozen Rivalry. He can't run Tikaboo though because it's bad in his deck, but he does have the Skill Drain in the side deck. I just main the Skill Drain. Like, what are you doing, dude? You have all the others. You have all the other floodgates. Just main the Skill Drain too. Long John Silver with the White Forest Diabelle. She recycles all the Azamina things. The quick play Azamina of the Fusion side is great for going second. Oh, the Fusion on the side was going for second. I thought it was for time. The name was cough. Shake my head, says GZ1K. Skill Drain hurts more than it helps most of the time since I can pop with Power Seal. Okay, that totally makes sense. Maybe, I mean, I wonder if you'd ever run the Whitewoods cards in here. Because they could help you make Chaos Angel. Just so you could always have a way to turn off your floodgates, or rather. You're running the DDDs. The extra deck's super spicy with the Millennium Eyes. You don't even have the instant fusion though. You are running Pod Duality too. This is a very spicy Labyrinth list. How has it been performing for you? I have to wonder. And the Heavy Storm Duster, I actually played against a Labyrinth player who ran this last night. I was actually kind of confused. I was like, why would you run this? But I guess it's good against the decks that do put up a couple back row, right? Let's go against Fire King even. Here is Zelda Duelist branded list. Shout out to Zelda Duelist. He is running 50 cards with the Dark Magician in the main. Of course, the Despian Comedy. He has been banning this tech card ever since he did well with it at his World Celebration tournament. It's what Despian Comedy is one of those cards that's kind of cope to me, to be honestly. But at the end of the day, I still think it's an interesting option, and when there's a lot of targeting effects going on. So I won't hate on it too much, although I will say it's probably a brick that you don't need. He's running the 3 evenly plus the 3 droplet, which I said that's the best board breaker package, but he also has the Book of Flips too, so lots of board breakers. I feel like you might break on a build like this, to be honest. But they're all quick play, except for evenly, so maybe consider siding the evenly. The instant fusion's a little cope in my opinion with Millennium Eyes. I mean, it is a thrust target, but you're not thrusting for it most of the time. No Furos in the main or the side deck. But you do run the Dragoon plus the 2 Mirror Jade with the Boral. 1 Quertus, 1 Guignol. He is running the 1 Puppet, the 1 Quem. You do need the 2nd Quem though. Side deck is interesting. The Prosperity is interesting too. But I'd take it out with Allure. Like you can't run it with Allure. And then the Drillers are cool with the Bestials and Masquerade, and then the D barriers with no thrust. I think with no thrust you need 3 High Spirits as well. So just like try putting some more engine. I just feel like you'll have a great time going second, not a great time going first sometimes with a build like this. That's really light on engine. Ways to play through hand traps. Thanks for coming through to the stream though, Long John. Have a good day at work, bro. Alright, next deck list, next deck list. We do have Slendermancers. I do like this branded deck list, just the couple additions. Also, the Lightning Storms aren't great with Bestials, personally. I wouldn't run Lightning Storms and branded, personally. This is Slendermancer's Memento deck that he's been testing. Shout out to my mod, Slendermancer. I mean, it's a Memento deck. It has no Fiendsmith in it, too, so it's more of a budget variant. I like it. I don't have too much of an opinion on a Memento deck, to be honest. I'd say overall the hand trap package looks good. It's a little thin, but you kind of have to do what you gotta do. You do run the Guardian Chimera as well, which you want to see. Typhon plus the SP for the board breaking package is pretty good. So yeah, I mean, access code, you gotta do what you gotta do. I would just try to maybe have something in the main deck to make up for the lack of Fiendsmith. I feel like this build will have issues dealing with interruption and going second. With his, oh boy, his post Rota Mulcharm, or sorry, his post Rota, Mimighoul deck with Fiendsmith. That's interesting. I was expecting people to be on Snake Eye with it, not Fiendsmith. How have you been liking the Fiendsmith package in the in your Mimighoul deck? So the new Mimighoul cards are broken, honestly. For sure. It's mainly the Xyz monsters that are super custom. Like you want to run, like, you want to max out on them. They're like almost as good as like Mirror Jade for the deck, essentially. Like they're extenders plus board breakers, which is what you want to see in a boss monster. And then the other one just extends. And burns for time, which is great. We love to see that. You run the 1 Mimighoul Master because now you have a way to summon it off of your 1 Xyz, so that's understandable. And then you run the 3 Cerberus. Light monster count. This deck just kind of gets pounded to Dominus Impulse, unfortunately, though. So hopefully, I would have a cross-out package for Dominus Impulse for sure. You kind of need to have that in the side deck at the very least. And then, yeah, no Dark Ruler with Board Breaker and Droplet and Evenlies, which is cool to see with the Prosperity, because you don't really draw in this deck, so Prosperity is a insta. I wonder if you could run Shifter in this deck. I don't think it's a Shifter deck, though. And then he does run the Fiendsmith package for more just... I think it's like the link plays. That's what's specifically facilitating. Just, you know, getting to either Caesar for playing under Nib or just, you know, adding more to your end board. Said cut down to two room to fit the last bit of Fiendsmith stuff, but it feels fine. I don't get why the new Mimigo cards aren't officially in the DB database yet. I think it's because they're TCG cards and they don't typically do that for whatever reason. Oh shit, we have Runic Lightsworn. We love to see it. We love Lightsworn in the chat. So we have Runic Lightsworn here with some interesting text here. What is this card right here? I know what the... it's like this card right here. Someone tell me in the chat what this card is right there. So he's running 3 Wolf with the package with 2 Raiden, 1 JD on top of 2 Fearless on top of 1 Garoth, and then a Keldo and Mudora for the, you know, shufflers. They're really good mills, and plus they help you spin back certain things. You can spin back a fountain, worst case, you know. And then you run 3 Solar Recharge plus 3 Recharge of the Light Brigade. I think that makes sense in a fatter engine like this, especially in Runic. You're drawing so much, you will definitely see your Lightsworn names. Solar Recharge will always be live. But you are also running Reasoning, which is a cool one of on top of Chaos Space. I think Chaos Space could definitely be cut because... Oh, no, you run Chaos Space because of the Chaos Creator. And then probably this guy in the corner is probably also another target plus the JD, so it all makes sense. How is the Chaos Creator? It's pretty spicy on here. Orbital Hydrolander. Also saw a replay of you roasting my list. You don't run Fiendsmith anymore with Memento. Really? Wow. I don't think that's true though. I saw some lists with Fiendsmith. So yeah, definitely is a chaos space target. Cannot be normal summon or set. Must be special summoned by having 5 or more monsters in your graveyard. No monsters in your graveyard with the same name. That's probably not going to happen in this deck. Once per turn, quick effect, you send the top 3 cards of your deck graveyard, destroy 1 card on the field. You must have 2 monsters in your graveyard, no monsters in your graveyard to activate or resolve this effect. It's too specific. This card is kind of vast, in my opinion. I'd definitely cut it. And then we do have Slayer in the chats list. I do want to go actually over the extra deck on the Runic Lightsworn list because you're running the Omega No Dissipator. So you can't really hand loop. I would try to get some Bestials in a version like this, maybe, so you could at least Omega hand rip, but that's just me. Maybe you're doing too much at that point. You do run the Baguska plus the Emerald, which is good. You have so many rank 4s, so you want to have the Shifter out in the Baguska, and then Emerald's interesting. You have the rank 8 access, which is a little troll with the Creator and the Hydrolander, I'm not going to lie. I wouldn't even run that personally. And then IP with no SP, I think that's like a budget option. But yeah, I would definitely be running SP over that if you do have the option to. Good list though, nevertheless. I do love seeing my boy Raiden. 1 Dragonling is interesting too. I would probably up that to 3 personally, but it's just the best card in the deck. Or it's the best Lightsworn name. So we do have Slayer's list right here. Shout out to channel member Slayer. I think he's a channel member, maybe former channel member, maybe. But we love you, Slayer, either way. We have 3 Shrouded Dragon, 3 Aluber, 2 Cartesia, 2 Quem, 1 Stellar. We do love the 1 of a Stellar. We have not been seeing a Stellar recently, but I still think you should run that. It's not the grass build, though. It's much more important than the grass build, to be fair. When you're not running the grass build, it's really not as important, unfortunately, for whatever that is worth. And then you're running the Droplet Book of Eclipse package. I like it. I personally would like when you're running Eclipse, I personally like Super Poly more, but I think this works perfectly or evenly. But I think this works just fine. It's a package I ran in my deck profile. Tumor Courier, since you're running the Allure package. I think this is like a super solid 50 card list. Like I would probably take out the Banishment and do a second run. Because Banishment is just like kind of mid in my opinion. You want to still be making your regular Mirror Jade Sanctifier line. And Banishment kind of conflicts with that. It's not a bad thrust target though. And yeah, Imperms in the side, I'd probably take those out as well because you don't really, there's no FTKs anymore, so you don't really have to run hand traps and branded anymore. And then I mean, you could run Phantasme, which is like an acceptable hand trap because it draws you to your board breakers. You run the Evenlies, the Dark Rulers, the Cosmics, the D-Barrier. I like it. I was running Super Poly with last week with Grass and 60. Nice big slap. How's it going, bro? All right, so yeah, that was roasting deck lists. If I missed anybody, let me know. I can't tell. Okay, we do also have Maxie's list right here. I want to roast Maxie's. Lee Warrior in the chat. Their deck list. We do have this Centurion deck list, of course, with the Molcharmies. This is pre-Rota, though, so I think post-Rota, this gets a lot different. I'd say basically just get your post-Rota stuff in here. The Red Nova, too, is a little cope. I would just focus on Quasars, in my opinion. Red Nova's a bit... I mean, it's, like, good, but it's not, like, great. Packbit's interesting, too. I like Packbit. And then the Magistus Link one is interesting, too, but I don't think you need it. Or do they run it for whatever reason? I do like the Bestial package, though. Bestial package, super good and strong. Regain, maybe even get Beast in there. I think Beast might be a little bit cope, though.